Hello, ich bin Susanne, and today we're going to talk about the present perfect tense that is used in conversational German and whether the verb is going to take haben or sein as its auxiliary verb. I have two example sentences for you here so you know what I'm going to talk about. Gestern Morgen bin ich geschwommen. Gestern Abend habe ich Abendessen gekocht. You can see in both sentences the verb in its past tense goes to the end of the sentence, and in second position we are going to use an auxiliary verb. It's either going to be to have or to be. In the first sentence you see it's to be, in the second sentence it's to have. It's going to be in present tense and always in second position. Now the question is, am I going to use to have or to be, and how do I know? This video is for A1 level, so I keep it quite simple and also it's more theoretical advice, okay? The first category is change of location. If your verb expresses change of location, like fahren, rennen, gehen, wandern, klettern, fliegen, springen, and so on, then you will have to use to be in second position. Let me tell you, most verbs will always take haben. The majority of all verbs will take haben. So we're just going to talk about those that take sein in second position. So the first category of verbs is clear change of location from A to B. Now, you will wonder why dancing, tanzen, or tennis spielen, to play tennis, takes the verb haben, because it's actually clear movement. And yes, you're right, it's not quite logical, but I can explain it that way, maybe, that you're just moving in one spot. You're moving, but you're not clearly changing location from A to B, if you know what I mean. Okay, the second group is change of state. Aufwachen, to wake up. Einschlafen, to fall asleep. Sterben, to die. Wachsen, to grow. Aufwachsen, to grow up. And so on. Let me explain it this way. It is a verb that expresses a transition from one state to another. For example, einschlafen, to fall asleep, expresses the transition from being awake to being asleep, if that makes sense. So the verb schlafen by itself does not take to be as its auxiliary verb because it is not a transition. Ich habe geschlafen, but ich bin eingeschlafen, if that makes sense. And the third group, quite annoying, that third group will have to be learned, and those verbs will have to be learned by heart. For example, sein, bleiben, passieren, werden, and a few more. There are not too many. Those do not belong in category 1, change of location, do not belong in category 2, change of state, and actually they don't make any sense. Why? Don't question, just learn them by heart. So when you learn German, then it's going to be very helpful that the majority of verbs always take haben and only a minority of verbs take sein. And the more verbs you learn, the more you are going to memorize them by heart. That's always my suggestion. And even if you make mistakes and you're going to use haben instead of sein or sein instead of haben, it doesn't matter that much because we will understand you anyway. And I hope this video was helpful. Underneath the video I have got a list for all the 3 categories. I've listed some verbs, and maybe you would love to try to write some example sentences underneath the video. That would be amazing. And I talk to you soon. Bye.